All right, welcome everyone on my behalf to the BIM-based building permits in Finland and Europe webinar updates and future directions. So my name is Teemu Lehtinen and I'm the CEO of KIRAHub here in Finland. We are a national innovation hub for the real estate and construction sector. And we have been hosting digital building permit ecosystem with a large network of different stakeholders here in Finland. And there's been a lot of projects going on this topic, developing end-to-end digital permitting process, but also bringing BIM, building information modeling, to it as well in the last couple of years. And this ecosystem is developing these practices together in Finland, in the Finnish ecosystem, but also international networks. We have an interesting agenda coming up today, so I'll just share my screen a bit. Just a sec. So after my introduction, we will have Anna-Riitta Kallinen, the chair of our digital building permit ecosystem, sharing BIM-based building permit development in Finland and next steps after Rava 3 Pro project. Then we will have Jaakko Rastas, senior specialist from Ministry of the Environment of Finland, discussing about the new Building Act that has taken place here and is also something interesting driving the development towards the BIM-based permitting process all over. And then after Jaakko, we will have Milena Feustel, chair of EU BIM task group, sharing a current situation with them, what's going on the EU level development. And then finally, we will have a case on Finnish BIM-based building permit process with Yordi Lara Ochoa, building permit architect from city of Järvenpää. And they've been one of the forerunner cities in Finland to drive this development. During the presentations, feel free to send your questions and comments on chat on whichever platform you are watching this. And in the end, we will also have some time for questions and discussions on these topics. Without further ado, I would like to tell a little bit more about the digital building permit ecosystem here in Finland. So we've been running for about 1 year now, and the group has been steadily growing, and it's an open ecosystem for kind of a joint development of digital building permit processes. We have a lot of different kinds of stakeholders. You can see all the logos there who are in the group at the moment. If going a bit deeper, which kind of stakeholders do we have? So we have at the moment 5 different cities and municipalities from Finland. Hopefully that will also grow a bit soon. Then we have 6 architecture and engineering companies. We have 20 software companies, so that's something that there's a lot of different options and tools serving parts of the process from these software companies. And then we have 6 different industry associations representing some of the subsectors of the process, 1 research institute, and 1 governmental organization. And these stakeholders are not only from Finland. We also so we are open to have members also abroad as well. In KIRAHub, as I mentioned, we are a national innovation hub for the built environment sector here in Finland. We are also hosting other thematic sub-ecosystems in addition to the digital building permit ecosystem, we have CO2 Data Hub, which is an innovation and data network for collection and reliable sharing of actual CO2 emissions. Now my screen sharing somehow stopped for some reason. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can do it again. Yes. So then we also have PropTech Finland ecosystem, which is uniting the Finnish PropTech community with startups and scale-ups working with tech solutions for real estate and construction sector. All right. We have some challenges with the network today, I see. But yeah, so at this point, before introducing our next speaker, I would like to show a small highlight from our network, how we have kind of a concrete example on how some of the solutions are helping to reach the digital and BIM-based building permitting process, also integrating the city models. So let's play the video with SOVA 3D.
Welcome to our introduction video on SOVA 3D, Solutions for Smart Cities. SOVA 3D is a 10-year-old Finnish-based software company with a mission to help in the building permit process. Its main product is a 3D digital twin platform for municipalities and also other users. SOVA 3D has multiple integrations, and it can be used seamlessly in collaboration between all project parties and closely with its partners like TerraSolid. SOVA 3D is built on web technology, so no installations or plugins are needed. SOVA works for multiple purposes. 1. As a background tool for city planning. 2. As a 3D building register. And 3. For building permit process. SOVA 3D is a platform for city information modeling, and this is how the process works. 1. Apply for e-building permit at Cloud Permit Service. 2. Upload IFC models directly on the plot. 3. After the project is granted a permit, it will be automatically published as part of the SOVA 3D city model. 4. Anyone interested in the city's development can follow the progress, like neighbors, investors, tenants, and others. Thank you for watching our video. We would gladly book a demo meeting with you to showcase how SOVA 3D works in practice. Check our contact.
All right, and now it's time to go further in the agenda. So it's my pleasure to invite Anna-Riitta Kallinen to the stream. Welcome.
Hello.
Anna.
Hello, and thank you, Teemu, and welcome to this event. I'm a chair of this Digital Building Permit Network, and I will tell you more about this Finnish BIM-based building permit process, that what we have done afterwards, this Rava 3 Pro. So I will share my slides now. I hope that they will come here. I hope that now we will see these slides. Teemu, if you could confirm.
Can you put it on the full screen?
I have sorry. Sorry. Now, is it now better?
Now we can't see anything yet.
Okay.
Yes, now it works.
Okay, thank you. So, after this Rava 3 Pro, which was a huge success for us, and we have been collaborating that between different countries in EU level and also in other countries. And I shortly go through this Rava 3 Pro what it was and what we goaled and what we get it from this, and then I will go the next steps. So we had 23 municipalities joining in this project, and the city of Helsinki was the leading city of this. We got funded for this project from the Ministry of Finance of Finland. We had a lot of different stakeholders involving this, like Ministry of Environment of Finland, making this Building Act. We tightly collaborate with them. Of course, the Association of Finnish Municipalities, VTT, Finnish Environment Institute, Archive of Finland, and Senaatti Property also was our key stakeholders to guide this project. And what we goaled for this, that we wanted to have this checking for BIM-based building permit against regulation is automated. We wanted to have this cloud-based information exchange and communication platform, as now is this Ryhti database. Back in the old days, it was this RYTJ, but now it's Ryhti. And we also go for this fully automated data exchange to the other government systems. And this have been come true via this Ryhti database, which our government system is. All of these are getting this information when it's started to work and implementing in fully level. And then we also wanted to have this national requirements for IFC files, this property sets, and use cases for the building permit issues, because we know it that if we want to have this automatically checking process ongoing and this machine readable, we need to have this requirements for this data and where is it in the IFC standard places in the IFC files, and also make these use cases that are telling that, for example, accessibility issues, that what we are checking, what is the law based on this accessibility requirements, and what is the process for that what in which order we need to check these issues. Also, because we wanted to do it automatically, we have to make this IFC checking rules for BIM-based building permit, and we have made this in two different ways. General level, which is based on IFC standard, and the Solibri rule sets that is used in the Solibri license, that are at the moment only software that we are using in Finland, which is available for this IFC checking in this level. And of course, we had goals for municipalities that they want to increase their BIM maturity level and be the strong partner for the development, this national development, and also the global development of BIM-based processes. So we made nearly all these. We didn't have, in this project time, we didn't have this automatically checking process ready, but we did this requirements and this user interfaces and others, this kind of planning phase that we documented. And after that, we have now made this fully working for cloud permit municipalities, that is the first steps municipalities that are using this. But let's go forward. As I mentioned earlier, that we made a lot of these requirements and documentation, and also this kind of research for the next steps and what we could do for the next phase for the IFC-based and others. We also make this kind of pilot models for different kind of designing areas. And for this architectural designing, for the MAP part, and also for the structural designing part. And we also made requirements for all these designing parts. And for architectural design part is only focusing on the building permit process, but the MAP part is also for the life cycle level made. So it's quite a huge amount of requirements, and we have worked that for a long time, and we wanted to have this now in the national level documentation also these requirements. So we also had this kind of material that we will use in the future for this process development. And we made also this BSDD part for the MAP requirements because we needed those, and we used this Builder Smart tool, this BSCD tool, and it has been really useful. And we will make in the future, we will make this kind of updates for that when we go further, when we get this secondary building act ready. And then we make this platform work also, that Cloud Premier and Trimble are the two ones that we are using in Finland. And both of these we're doing this regulatory information part, this minimum information about the buildings, this reading part we made ready for both of these softwares, and they are already doing the next steps by themselves and by this next national level development project that we have started. And I can say that first step that we did, that we recognized that this working mode that we had in Rava 3 Pro project, that we have all kind of stakeholders working together, municipalities, specialists, software companies, construction companies, associations, all kind of stakeholders that we are having in this industry. We make these results together, and we wanted to continue this collaboration work, and because we noticed that the work is not done yet, the old work, we need to develop more, we need to discuss, we need to learn each other's projects, we need to do things in the future by step. So we established this building permit ecosystem that Teemu mentioned earlier before, and we have also opened it for the global members, and we will publish this kind of newsletter also in English, so you can order this newsletter if you like, and maybe some of you have already ordered this newsletter when you registered this event, but it's still open, and you can join. And this has been really good affect our processes, because we could continue this work together, and I'm hoping that we will get more members, and we will get this kind of process culture that we have, that joining together and be practical, and in the same time we will do the research part, in the same time we will wait with the new building act with the ministries, and also these global connections that we are part of this EU BIM task group is very important, I think, for all of us. But if you want to join, it's possible, and you can have this English newsletter also. Then I go to the first one, this implementing this Rava 3 Pro results project that we launched after this Rava 3 Pro ended. And it's a City of Helsinki, this it's a KYMP-R3 in Finnish, but it's a project that we did with the Helsinki. It's continuing in this year, and it's a part of this this kind of the Urban Environment Division's DigiPad roadmap, which is the this kind of a big goals roadmap, and it's first this kind of practical implementation of this project that will give the results for the requirements of the DigiPad. And this kind of a life cycle management, the urban environment is the focus area in this that we did last year, and now we are focusing more like the implementing this new building act and the secondary act for these units that are focusing on that. But we make this kind of workshops and a process development to the designing part, from the designing parts to the building permit part to the life science parts. And what are these goals for this project that City of Helsinki has for implementing these results? When the new building act comes into this this year, we had already something that we have to, because there's a timeline that we have to do, and we have goals that we will do in this year, certain issues that we are ready when the secondary act is also ready in start of next year. So this machine readable and integration of automation in handling BIM models in building supervision and other project lifecycle phase in the city's own construction product was a main goal in last year, and it's now going very well, and they are developing these by themselves in these units that are doing this. And then of course this workflow that we made last year is also had now implementation for the Rava 3 Pro results inside of that. And then this kind of national level development, we have been monitored, and we will be doing this part in this year that we are ready in City of Helsinki when the new law is coming and the Secondary Building Act is confirmed. And we have done these kind of steps when we made this implementation of this Rava 3 Pro results. So first we understand that we need the standardization about requirements, documents, guideline documents, customer instruction, all kind of this material that we are communicating between City of Helsinki units and also the customers. So we have implementing these Rava 3 Pro results in those necessary documents. Then we noticed that we need a process change and change management also. This has been really interesting part, and we have been including also this kind of process changes into this process before Rava 3 Pro, and now we are working on with the next steps for the building permit process for the Building Act. And then we also noticed that we need the technical capabilities, software licenses, computers, storage spaces, others that we can make it possible to use the IFC files. And also this training and learning part is important, because if the person don't have the talent to use the IFC files, don't have the technical capabilities, they don't have it in their process that they're working, they don't use the IFC files then. But if we are setting these requirements ready, and we give the technical capabilities, and we give the training and learning and this kind of practical piloting experiments to the people, they are most likely to use the IFC files afterwards also, which is also our goal. So I will show shortly this material that we have made. I will share this. This is the 4D scheduling part that we have made the pilots for communications to the people, to the municipalities, members that don't know about the building. They are not the building specialists. So this is something that we tried for the communications, that through these IFC models and city models, we made this 4D scheduling about this construction site changes, and also this how the traffic will change, what type of movements it will make into the environment that they are living. This is in City of Helsinki Töölö area, this project that we are doing. So all kind of this kind of practical pilots we made last year, and we will continue these type of pilots in this year. But you can watch this video later. I will send this afterwards, these things. And also we are working on this digital twin experiments in Helsinki Urban Environment Division, that how we can implement more easily these buildings, these IFC buildings, to the city model environments. And there's also now the new softwares that has been confirmed that these are the softwares that we are going to use, and we will make for new pilots in this kind of digital twin perspective in City of Helsinki. And this is Tiina Talvitie's slides that I have given a promise that I can show you. And for the next step, also this part of this project, this Kympär 3, we decided in Helsinki that we will invite the municipalities, other municipalities, to join this implementation project, that we wanted to have this IRC files automatically check-in process ready and to public use. And we make this municipality group that has a City of Vantaa, City of Järvenpää, City of Hyvinkää, and City of Tuusula with us. And we make this implementation testing and process validation and all these together with Cloud Permit and Solibri. And we already made this this kind of user interface and this reporting design into this Rava 3 Pro projects, that how this will look and what kind of functionalities it should have. So we all had this part ready, but the Cloud Permit has by themselves make this concept ready in their software. And for example, we are checking these accessibilities that if we are having requirements for example, this toilet or something else that we need to access those in a wheelchair, this software will check this automatically. So we just put the IFC files in, and we got automatically this checking rules out, this report. And these checking rules are based on our Rava 3 Pro use cases, which are based in the regulations and law, that what our law says about accessibility, for example. This is quite new in Finland, and we are very happy that we have this ongoing and we could make this true now. And this was our goal in Rava 3 Pro projects, but now it's the first phase is ready, and we're hoping, of course, that we will have other municipalities, and also the Trimble is working with their municipalities, the solution that how they will make the same and how they will use the IFC files more and more, because the Building Act is going to be guiding us for doing that. Then we have this kind of a national next step for this Rava 3.5, as we have used for the working name. We have a few cities, Järvenpää, Helsinki, Vantaa, Tampere, and Mäntsälä in here, who are responsible for the building permit units in this and guiding this building permit process inside of this. And this is funded by Ministry of Environment of Finland. And we are goaling this that because the Secondary Building Act that gave us an extra content for the requirements that we have to made, because there's an information that we have to provide in the machine readable forms via this IFC files. So we have to make this property sets, necessary codes, descriptions, pilot models, and of course this kind of new process model for this update for the extra content. And this will be ready. I think that we have a first version in next week for this, for the public hearing phase, and I hope that we will have the pilot models also by August ready, so we can use that. And this all will be open and free and national level material that we are making. And we have this very large stakeholders to guide this project also, like we did in Rava 3 Pro. And we are also making this kind of guidelines for national use. We have a group of municipalities, Association of Finnish Municipalities and Ministry of Environment of Finland joined this kind of project that we are making this guideline how to use IFC models in BIM-based building permit process. And this is the national level guideline that we are providing. And this RACLI association, which is the Association of Professional Property Owners, Real Estate Investors, Corporate Real Estate Manager and Construction Clients in Finland. They have started also this kind of joint project with their members, these property owners, for the guideline checklist for ordering building design using these national requirements of BIM-based building permit process and IFC in Finland. And these two guidelines are not competitors, they are collaborators, and there's a different kind of content inside of these. So we are having very good guidelines how we will implement this process when the Building Act is coming and the Secondary Building Act is ready. And for the last slides, because we Finnish are very much experts on open BIM issues, and we have both experts and companies that are doing this, and we have softwares that comes from Finland. So I welcome you also visit in BIM World Munich. In our Finnish BIM pavilion, we have a stand for Finnish companies and experts in there, and it's 26 and 27 of November, and I hope that we will see you there. We will have the first evening, we will have this cocktail event that is supported by Business Finland, and I hope that we will meet there also. And let's continue with this day's program. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna-Riitta. Please stay online for a while, if you can, Anna-Riitta. Yes, are you still there? Okay, we have a couple of questions on the chat, but if Anna-Riitta is already gone, we can then go to the next presentation. So let's take those questions in the end. Next, as Anna-Riitta mentioned, New Building Act is something that is driving this development as well. And in Finland, all the municipalities are required to take IFC as a building permit documentation starting next year in January. So we have Jaakko Rastas, Senior Specialist from Ministry of the Environment of Finland, sharing us the recent updates on the New Building Act. Please, Jaakko.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Just a moment, I hope you can all hear me and see me. And I hope that you can now see my slide set as well.
Yes.
So anyway, as Teemu mentioned, I'm Senior Specialist Jaakko Rastas. I'm from the Ministry of Environment of Finland. Maybe it funnily, I'm not from the construction department of our ministry. Instead, I'm from the parks and recreations and living environments, and as well as digitalization. I'm a lawyer by trade. I'm not quite sure why people want to hear about from lawyers, but I got invited, so here I am. I hope I can answer some of your questions. And I'm in charge of the aforementioned Ryhti system legislation, as well as other kind of digitalization legislation regarding the built environment in Finland. So my job is to draft the bills in regards of that. And today I have a short slideshow about the Building Act of Finland. So the new Building Act of Finland entered into force on 1st of January this year, and some parts of the legislation are only taking effect on 1st of January 26. And part of this legislation that is taking effect on those dates are the new building permit process, as well as guaranteed time for getting that building permit from the municipalities. The Building Act itself is a completely new legislation. It replaced parts of the old Land Use and Building Act of 1999. So our old legislation was in effect for quite a long time. We still have remnants of the Land Use and Building Act, but we have changed its name, and we are in process of actually repealing the act completely. And this process should be done by start of 27. An important part of the Building Act itself is that starting from 1st of January 26, it requires that all building permits primarily use information models, so BIMs, or they alternatively submit information in a fully machine-readable and interoperable format. Our legislation also requires that when you're applying for the permit and you're submitting your information for the permit in BIMs or information models, the information models also require that the shape and the geometry of the building is also submitted as 3D models. So to get that building permit, you actually have to submit 3D models from now on. Traditionally, the building industry has been very 2D focused, but now the legislation requires that we're going to the 3D. And as you may have guessed from the 26 timeline, Finland is a bit behind everybody else, but we're catching up quickly, and we hope to be quite modern in our BIM-based building permits. So a few words about the building permits. So building data is created mainly in the design and construction phases of building, and that is why building permit is crucial for gathering valuable data about the built environment. Our legislation requires that when you're applying with the information model, the permit, you have also got to keep it up to date. So after you have finished building parts of the building, something has changed, you also are required to inform the relevant authorities what has changed. The BIM model, which is made for the building permit in an interoperable manner, effectively conveys the necessary information to the authorities. Our baseline is that when authorities ask some information about the construction project or the building, you only need to submit it once. Currently, the situation is that you have to submit in Finland to many different authorities in many different phases, and that can be up to 14 to even 20 or even more than 20 times that you have to submit the same information forward. So submit it once, maximum twice if something changes, and it should be all done. That is what we are aiming for. So as we're getting the necessary information to the authorities, this facilitates their processes and thus also benefits the construction projects. The tax office always has the correct data and can function correctly. The rescue authorities have correct information if something happens. And this way we're forming different kind of data repositories in the permit process, which enables wider utilization of the data. The new building permit process also ensures that changes during construction are updated to the information models. So we should always have the up-to-date information about our built environment. And this leads to a much better situational picture than before. I mentioned the Building Act, which regulates on how to apply for the building permits. The Building Act itself is quite simple on it, and it leaves sometimes quite many questions for the construction companies, for the industry specialists, for the designers, and everybody else. As such, the Ministry of Environment is currently in process of drafting a regulation concerning the required information and required formats of the information models. Basically, in this regulation, we're going to take a look at what are the absolutely necessary core data that always need to be part of the building permits. And this new regulation is expected to take effect on 1st of January 26. And currently the initial draft for the regulation has gone past the public hearing phase and is currently being finalized before being submitted to the EU Commission notification, after which it will be finalized in Finland, and then it will be given in the fall time, so it will take effect on the 1st of January. Due to the EU Commission notification process, the final regulation draft should, however, be ready already in this May or at June at latest. So I mentioned before, and as well as the previous speaker, that the building permit can also be applied with just machine-readable information. And this is perhaps something that is going to be a bit different from the so-called old ways. We are very strict about what is machine-readable and what is not machine-readable. So we have a separate regulation about what machine readable information is, what is not, and we exclude any and all information that is gathered, for example, with scanners, with OCR, computer vision, AI, or such technologies. And we have separate articles about that. In effect, this means that basically, in many cases, you can still apply for a building permit with a PDF file, which is the common norm. But in reality, we expect that building information models will be the way to go, because machine readability is such a strict requirement that making that PDF starts to be much more expensive and much more difficult than just filing an information model. As we have discussed today, we have discussed is IFC files required or not. The Finnish law itself does not require IFC. We require that the information model is in an interoperable and machine readable format. And as such, the Ministry of the Environment has proposed the IFC to be that information model format, and so that not just the ministry but municipalities and other authorities in Finland will require that building information model to be in an IFC format. Currently, in the draft regulation, we propose that the minimum version for the IFC will be version 4.3.2, which is also an ISO standard. We are full aware that 4.3 is quite new, and we are well aware with some of the troubles because we're going for so new format. But on the other hand, the quite vast and better documentation, the interoperability with infrastructure building are stating that 4.3 would be much better. For legislative reasons, we are unable to support older models like 2x3. Of course, after hearing my short speech about these things, you may be thinking, oh no, another codes. Are we going to have similar situation with Eurocodes or something else that is locked behind some kind of paywall, or we are required to use some random software? I'm happy to announce to all of our international guests that we are very, very committed to the interoperability and open standards. So everything regarding our information models, alongside of the previously presented Rava 3 Pro, all of our terminologies, the data vocabularies, aka the information models, as well as reference data, they are all open and freely available to anyone. There are no licenses, there are no paywalls, so it's all open data. Anybody can go, and you can even see the links currently on my slide, and you can go and check them out. The information is available in Finnish, Swedish, and English. Unfortunately, we don't have currently any other language options available. And the information models, the terminologies, the reference data have been created in cooperation with the building industry, with the municipalities, and with other central government authorities like the National Land Survey and other ministries. You can find the terminologies, which in Finnish we call sanastot, from the suomi.fi domain. Just replace with the correct Finnish term the thing you want. Most of these data information models for data are already accepted, so they are in their own way binding already of all the national authorities and municipalities. But we hope that also the industry will start to use this as soon as possible. There are no strict requirements that you, in your own work, that you always have to use these terminologies or information models. But when submitting to the authorities will require that you will use these nationally accepted terminologies, information models, and reference data. And that is my brief presentation. Thank you. Please feel free to contact us for any questions you may have. For more information about the digitalization of the built environment, you can go to the RIHTI webpage, which is the rihti.syke.fi. for more information about information models for digital building permits, and also about our national information system for the built environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaakko, so much for the super extensive and interesting presentation, also on the regulatory perspective. I know you covered a bit on the open standards and interoperability side. There's one quite specific question on chat regarding at the developer level, are Solibri rules accessible for open source development? I don't know if there are any Solibri people online watching and could maybe answer that, but how do you see kind of, not sure if this is referring to the Solibri rules in general or specific, for example, the results of the Rava 3D project which were taken to the Solibri as well. But how do you see, maybe Jaakko, this question?
I can't comment on anything about Solibri. Solibri is a private entity. They have their own rules. They have their own data. But on the national level, if we are making any kind of standards, if we are using any standards, when we're making these data vocabularies, information models, they will always be free to use, and they will be always open. So anybody can start to make their own tools on top of that. If you want to, for example, make different kind of API solutions, you can find our open APIs already. For example, for the Finnish national system, the API is already out there. We also keep open data as an important point, without forgetting any kind of security issues or any other security stuff or data privacy. So we strive to make everything open. But as for Solibri, unfortunately, I cannot comment.
Okay. I just got a message from Anna-Riitta that she would have an answer for this. So can we get Anna-Riitta online as well? Yes.
Yes. So the first one, the Solibri rule sets, are they free? This for the development part. For the Solibri software's business is not free for us or national level, of course, because they have made this from our this general rule sets that we made for IFC files. And of course, we have make even this kind of pilot testing with the Future Insight and this German VSK software, that they have also made the 5 pilot test rule sets from our general IFC rule sets material. So it's doable, and of course it's free and based on IFC. But of course we cannot publish the Solibri software's this kind of commercial stuff, that how they have built their software. But the people that are using Solibri can use this rule sets for free. Those people who has a Solibri license that supports this rule sets. And there was some other question about the City of Helsinki softwares for the digital twin, and I think that the City of Helsinki will announce this what they have procure and really soon. So you will be getting information about that, but it's not my place to announce this. So there will be announcement for the City of Helsinki part. And then there was a question also that where will be this specification published, this Rava 3.5. They will be at the KIRAHub's news and our Rava 3 Pro pages that we have on the KIRAHub pages. So it will be, and we of course we will make some information also for other channels that they are now ready. So maybe on Monday we will publish this. This is our goal date for this first version of the public hearing. And I'm sorry, but I don't have access to this chat place that you have writing these questions, so that's why I came here for the last one.
Good, thank you, Anna-Riitta.
Yes.
Jaakko, you had some maybe answers to the IoT sensor data part.
Yes, thank you, Teemu. Mr. Norman Nasseri in the chat was asking about the IoT sensor data. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer to his question about the IFC-based softwares. But I would like to remind everybody that due to EU regulation, a lot of IoT data is going to start to become open, and different kind of vendors are required to open up that data if the building owner or anybody else so wishes. So we're living in a very data-centric time where a lot of new kind of regulative initiatives are coming from both from the national and international level, and much more data is need to be more structural and is going to be something that needs to be something that can be opened if the tenant so wishes. So we're going to see much more IoT support in different kind of software in near future as well.
Thank you, Jaakko, from that addition. And having said that, I think it's now time to go to the broader EU level on this thing and invite Milena from EU BIM Task Group to the stage as well. Welcome, Milena.
Good afternoon, Teemu. Good to see you. Good to see Anna-Riitta. Glad to be with you today. I prepared a short presentation, and I'm happy to show you the current activities and something we have planned to do soon. Can you show my presentation? Yes, there it is. Actually, I have it in a full screen on my computer, but maybe it's, and I cannot, now that I'm moving the second slide, maybe I should start again with the sharing.
Yes,
Let me try again, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, share. So do you see the second slide? And in full mode. Okay, full mode. Yeah, full screen seems not to work today, but let's keep it this way. It's not a secret to see this next slide if you want. So who are we? I mean, I'm optimistic that most of you have seen or heard about the UBIM task group. So I'll make it very brief. The main thing is we are all representing public organizations, either on strategic level, like ministries or strategic advisors for governments, or on, let's say, client level, where we have all the organizations who procure and do the projects and have to take responsibility for using BIM, because not only do we come from 31 European states and represent public bodies and policymakers, we have one very important task to combine, to be kind of a bridge where we represent the expertise and the purchasing power, the responsibility as public procurers and policymakers, and to build up the bridge with the supply side, which are all the architects, planners, construction companies, and facility operators. And of course, the enablers, those who do the standards and do research and innovation, so SEN, so Building Smart, all the leading in universities and so forth. I mean, it's a very demanding and challenging task. So in order to get some structure into our work, we have decided to focus on 5 strategic priorities, and they all have the main goal will be to have a harmonized and well, more advanced use of BIM throughout all European states, so we can all profit from this and make the best of our public money, and to improve transparency and efficiency of our projects, to get of course the whole sustainable EU market growing and expanding. And then of course to do that we need interoperable and machine readable data which can flow seamlessly from phase A to Z, and of course this can only happen if we use open BIM and open standards. And here is our operational roadmap. I'm not going to explain all the different activities we have developed for each of these 5 objectives. I will rather focus on our current projects. First of all, we advised the Commission that we should improve the role of BIM during public procurement, because we think it's very important to start with BIM if possible. We are aware that some countries are not so advanced, but we hope that the directive, the so-called Public Procurement Directive, will be revised, and there will be a stronger emphasis on BIM, as at the moment it's only a recommendation. In order to move there, we developed a so-called cost-benefit analysis tool and the whole methodology for that. So we kind of supplied all procurers with a tool to prove the advantages of using BIM, and this helps to get the budgets and to start their BIM journey. So this is the practical work we are also doing. And we are also members of the High-Level Construction Forum, where at the moment we are working on the so-called transition pathway. And we do believe that the so-called resilient, green and digital construction sector can be accelerated with the help of BIM. So more about this in the next slide. But what I want to show is that we really work very practically. We have had several workshops and are planning to have more this year. Already a few coming in June and October. And as you see, we had the 9th workshop was in Tallinn, and we worked on the topic of digital building permits. I know that Estonia is as a partner country to Finland, so I'm not going to explain more about their excellent examples. Anna-Riitta was there and showed us the Finnish side as well. So there is a lot of exchange on this topic, and it is one major topic for us. So it's one of the issues of the second working group. We have also another working group focusing on building energy efficiency, then with dealing with building logbooks, and the newest topic will be affordable housing, as the Commission has set up its new targets recently. Yeah, this is just an interesting figure. I found that the whole construction sector is going to move forward this year. Only non-residential buildings will get a few less, but therefore there will be far more residential buildings, and civil engineering will grow. So all in all, there is a very positive prognosis for this year. So let's hope it works. And as I said, the transition pathway will help this very important part of the industry to get a quick change from like old analog times to the digital. And this last the figure down on this slide shows how BIM is essential throughout the whole life cycle. As I said, public procurement, then the digital building permits, then planning, then design and construction, facility management, and all the data should flow into these digital building logbooks, from where we can use the resources for refurbishment, recycling, or demolition, and then starting over again. So we see BIM really at the core of this transition pathway. Well, if we see what did the EU BIM task group or the Commission specifically do for the digital building permits, I can only refer to the outcome of a study which was commissioned and procured by DG Grow. That's one of the director generates, which is a member of our EU BIM task group, where we worked on the advisory group and actually did a lot to support this study. And this study had 3 pillars, and the second one was definitely the one that really had to prove that the building permits across all member states should move forward. So I think this is just one slide to show the different packages for this topic only, for the second pillar, because it was very ambitious, and it included different researches, how is the current situation in the member states, or what can we do to move forward to get a common understanding. And one of the outcomes was to have these 4 levels. So now we have a common classification of the levels for digital building permits. And yeah, you might know already, 1 is just paper-based, 2nd is PDFs and using electronic communication, and 3 and 4 include BIM, and 3 would be only BIM and maybe partially automated checks, and level 4 would be like the best you can get is BIM and GIS or GIS, and then of course automated checks and reports. So yeah, this is what we have throughout Europe, and this is the list of the countries. The 6 front runners in Europe are, as you might know, Austria, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Netherlands, and Spain. We also had some international front runners named here as well. And you can imagine that, I mean, it doesn't mean that we all have level 4. I think some of these countries are still on level 3. But the good thing is there are front runners, and they can share their knowledge with the other countries, which is one of the works we want to stress and to profit from. And therefore, we did trainings across the EU. So this is very standardized and basic training. So we all have the same understanding, and the Commission paid for those training sessions, and there is also a toolkit available, which I'll explain later a bit. But first, I want to share with you the main conclusions from this very ambitious project, and I think it was quite clear that an electronic system should be, of course, at the core, the platform for digital building permits. But I think other conclusions, like, for example, financial support for the municipalities should be very important and should be considered too for getting good software and hardware. Then there should be some kind of a vision or a target. And here was specifically quoted the Finnish approach, where it says that Finland's Ministry of Finance Environment has licensed a project, yeah, you know, the project we heard about, which aims to adopt BIM across 33 municipalities. So you had like a very scalable and a successful approach, which is a recommendation for all European countries. So let's see how we can follow your advice. The next recommendation is open standards and software, let's say, requirements or standardization of such requirements, so that we don't have to start from scratch every time. And the final conclusion was that the EU policy intervention should go only for the, let's say, or the least performing countries, and the others should learn from each other, which is quite plausible. Yeah, I mentioned the toolkit, it's available. So I'm sure in Finland you don't need it because you're an advanced country, but I think it's quite helpful to have a general understanding and, as I said, a basic tool for everyone. What the Commission also does is it supports financially and also in kind these very important projects where we work on on research, on new tools. It's quite interesting to see how the universities or the technology and research companies want to support this very important part. I recommend you go on these home pages and check the results. It's quite promising. Yeah, so from our point of view, from the European BIM task point of view, we have these four sectors, and we want to combine them and make the best out of it. So when it comes to rules and processes, we think there should be a simplification process to kind of get the basic requirements and rules for checkings and for a construction platform and for checking tools. And I think if we all have like one simple setup, which can be easily expanded or adapted to the national requirements, but a simple core setup, that would help a lot. And the technology, well, we have a few very good solutions for specific services, and this we should try to make more transparent and more affordable to everyone, interoperable and scalable systems. In terms of standards, yes, we should work more closely with Building Smart and get more standardized opportunities. This is one of the working groups targets here. And of course, people are the most important part, because we have to make sure that their mindsets are open and changing so that they can go with all these other improvements, be it technological or process related. Good. Well, the last sentence will be about the high-level construction forum, which took place end of March in Brussels. And this is an important gathering. It happens once a year. So DigiGo invites representatives from private companies, from public organizations, from foundations, and representatives in European European federations for different interests. And what they did is, during one of the sessions, they had a special exchange on building permits, and there we got the following recommendations, like speeding up and open data formats, also the simplification I already touched upon. The transparency should be more like when you send a parcel and you know exactly where it is. So similarly, we should have this clarification on the process of permitting. And I didn't see any recommendation that it should always be BIM-based and GIS-based and be as comprehensive as you have it in Finland. But I think this is not so easy to expect other countries to do that from scratch on. So all the recommendations, all the ideas and support from the EU are based on this vision that we should move towards a BIM-based and GIS-based or third and fourth level permit system, but there is no top-down obligation to enable each and every member state to find their own speed, their own way of dealing with this. And always we have these, as I said, the two countries we get as references are either Finland or Estonia, sometimes the Netherlands, and of course Spain. But I think when it comes to the construction platform, Estonia is one of the current role models. Well, that was from my side. I highly recommend you check our website, and there you will find all the outcomes of the workshops and other information, like our handbook, which we will update soon. And I don't see any questions in the chat, but maybe you can share them with me, or you can contact us later if you want to contribute. That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Milena, and definitely complements the understanding that there's more and more momentum on this topic all over Europe at the moment.
And particularly when it comes to affordable housing, we also had the leader of the so-called task force for housing, which the Commission has set up. His name is Matthew Baldwin. He attended this high-level construction forum, and he also referred to the, to the necessity of speeding up digital permits, which can only happen through BIM and smart technology and smart tools, which we don't have everywhere in place. Yes.
Indeed. And I think you mentioned the people as one of the really important kind of thing here in the change, and I was actually fortunate to be one of the trainers in Finland for that project.
Yes.
With the toolkit, and even though you said that Finland doesn't necessarily need the toolkit, but I think we do. We have over 300 municipalities, large, medium-sized, and small, and even there's a quite important thing is to find those right people that want to drive the change.
Yes.
And that's also where this kind of training is super important.
And we have a common understanding. I think this was a good idea to have this basic training for everyone. And of course, yes, Finland is a big country. You have different levels of digitization. It's maybe like in Germany. We also came out as front runners according to the study, but we have places where you still need paper. So yeah, it's a very interesting process, but let's join forces and keep on going. And I think it's a matter of time, and this will happen. I'm quite optimistic.
Indeed. Thank you,
You're
Milena,
welcome.
again. So now it's time to go to the final part and maybe go a bit deeper on practice. So we will have Yordi coming from city of Järvenpää, showing us in practice how this thing is done. So Case Finnish BIM-based building permit process with selected tools. For some reason, I'm hearing some kind of a bit weird background noise coming from you, Yordi, but maybe I don't know if you can do anything about it.
Let me see. That's a bit strange because I don't have any other microphone on here. Can you hear me okay? No?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's getting better. All right. So yes, go ahead, Yordi.
Cool. Yes. Thanks a lot, Teemu. Thanks a lot to everybody. Anna-Riitta, Jaakko, Milena, and I feel very privileged to be here with all of you guys. So I'll try to wrap up as the last presenter here, like with a really kind of compressed theory of what we saw. We already analyzed a lot of very specific themes, but maybe some other technical themes were not that explained deeply. So that's where I'm going. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's see. I think now you can see my screen here. So yes, I will go really fast with this PowerPoint presentation, and then after this we will go hands-on to explain in practical terms as a demo mode what all my colleagues explained. So yes, I'm Yordi Lara Ochoa, SAFA architect, BIM coordinator from the city of Järvenpää, building control. And let's go straight to the point. The overview that I will show will be a small project. It will be a typical wooden house in Finland, from the very start to the end, until which point we want to implement this technology. Of course, now we're all familiar with IFC. We know what it is, but IFC is the heart of our process. So everything depends on how good the IFC model is made. And of course, here I make emphasis in the quality of the property sets, the quality of the geometry, the quality of the materials. Of course, that there are no inconsistencies. So as clean as possible. So the second thing that we saw early in the presentation was SOVA 3D, which is our 3D mapping interface used extensively here in the municipalities that belong to the project, the pilot project in Finland. So SOVA 3D is the let's say it's like the eyes of the project. If the IFC is the heart, then SOVA 3D is like the eyes, because we can see like with precision in 3D where we are and where the plot is, and so forth. Then Solibri is like the nerve, and let's say like the brains, like all the nerves and all the instructions that will come from the head. So that's like Solibri, at least. Well, I'm making a bit of physical metaphor here, but Solibri might be a kind of familiar program to some of you. It's used mainly in clash detection details of the project. But here in the building permit in Järvenpää, we use it, we have kind of hacked it. We use it in order to provide a very precise analysis comparing the rule sets, what's permitted, what's not permitted, and then we give back reports to the designer so that we can go forward in fixing the pendant things. And then it's like this process flows much better if we do it electronically with Solibri. Then Lupa Piste, let's imagine that it's all the body. You have the eye, you have the heart, you have the brain. The Lupa Piste is the interface that we use online. I will go deeper into this in the second part of my presentation. So those 4 elements are what we use extensively: IFC, then Solibri, then SOVA 3D, and then Lupa Piste. Those 4 elements are like in a nutshell what we use here. The case study, as I explained, will be this small house. And then, well, the key benefits and all these kind of advantages, I think my colleagues already explained them, so I'm going to skip them now. And also, well, the challenges, I will skip them because, well, they have been already kind of, they pop all the time. So, so let's go right into this very important thing, the property sets. For those who are not very familiar with the property sets, it's the core. It's like, let's say, it's like the blood cells of all the projects. If the property sets are well done, then everything flows. So we need to know with precision where to put those properties in the IFC model. So for that, the IFC hierarchy is super important. For some, it's like really kind of a familiar thing, but for those who are not familiar with this, I can show this graphically super fast. In the IFC hierarchy, we have several levels. So the uppermost level is the IFC project level. Then we have the IFC site level, which is the piece of land, the plot. Then the building. Then after that, we have the stories, all the floors. So then after that, we have the space. If you see, we're going from the general scale to kind of a smaller scale, so that we go deeper into smaller elements. And then at this point, we start with the let's say the concrete elements, because the previous elements are abstract. You cannot touch them. You cannot touch the story of or the space or the building. It's like an entity with no let's say matter. But from this point, from the IFC building elements onwards, everything is kind of physical, like for example the walls or the windows. And so I want just to make this very clear that all the elements like the foundations, the floors, and the ceilings, and the chimney, all the furniture. All these elements are kind of in the lowest IFC level of the hierarchy. So it's super important to know where it is going. The information that we create, we have to deploy it with precision. It can be for IFC site, IFC building, IFC space, wall, or door. You see, it's the same hierarchy, but now as a text. And yeah, so basically that's what we do. For example, now I will show like super fast one very simple element, which is the load-bearing capacity of a wall, for example. So the type of information that we are putting here is this. In Revit is a parameter, but in the IFC world is a property. It's exactly the same. In a moment, I will show you like really fast how we can do it in Revit. So the properties load bearing, and the type of information is a Boolean. So it can be a yes or a no, false or true. And then after that, we can get a collection of properties into one group. That's a property set. That's an IFC property set. For those who are not familiar with this, now it's kind of mandatory to get used to this terminology. So, for example, now this IFC wall will have 3 different properties: load bearing, fire rating, and acoustic rating. And all of them have certain values. Some of them are Boolean, yes, no, and some of them are text, like the fire rating 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 1 hour, 2 hours, or the acoustic rating 65 decibels or something, as an example. And then the type of information. The IFC label is actually this text information. And that's it. That's how we build a property set. This is actually the way I placed it, is actually how we build the property set file inside of Revit, because that's how we will pick up the properties, and then we will export them to the IFC environment. And yes, after you have your property sets done, well, this is, I'm going to skip this. These are only the parts, how they are named, the parts of a property set. But let's go really quick, because I have already explained them. So after this, you have a collection of different property sets. For example, in the IFC site, or in the IFC building, IFC space. So everything will have different property sets. And having said so, we have to place them. In the left side, we have the Solibri interface, which displays a very similar hierarchy tree. In the upper part, we have the IFC site. Then under that, we have the IFC building. IFC space comes inside of it. Then inside of that is also IFC wall and IFC door, for example. This is crucial to be understood. After this, you will succeed in creating property sets. And the principle is exactly the same for ArchiCAD or for Revit or Plan or Vertex or whatever. So yeah, the conclusions, I think my colleagues already explained them. And now I will jump right away to Revit. Here, the proper way of placing properties is through share parameters here in Revit. So, for example, I will go to share parameters, and here, no, I don't want to say the project. Here in the share parameters, I have already made a collection of several aspects of the project. The relevant aspects of the project will be deployed here. For example, here the AFI Arho X. This is super extensive. Well, it's in Finnish. Sorry about that. But here we will have like very like the core information of the building, and of course it will go into the building hierarchy level. For example, we can have this is how it's warmed the house. Does it have like earth or wood or by electricity or whatever? No. So there's a lot of different properties. But yes, so every one of these is a property sets, and this groups parameter groups is property set. It's exactly the same. So after that, we will place them, for example, in project information, and then here we have all the data gathered in a certain place. For example, the check boxes, they are the booleans. So this is yes or this is no, and so forth. Then after we have this done in the export interface here in Revit and the IFC window, it's super important to assign the right parameters in order to export them. Less is more. The cleaner the information, the better. So having said that, here we have the property sets. I personally like exporting the IFC common property sets because you will have the common wall, common door, common floor, and there are important values that will go there. And also here, this is very important. The user-defined property sets, like these are the custom property sets. So we will see, for example, here, if I open this file, which is the reference file for this, how it works, then we have exactly the same structure as I explained you: the property sets, the name, the level of the property set, and all the properties that are inside this group. And the same with, for example, Apicode, or the designer, or the where the building is located. So all of them have a certain IFC hierarchy level to be deployed to. Then after this, when we export to the project, we go really quick to Solibri. Then here we have the IFC exported here, and then we can check like really fast, for example, that the properties passed from the Revit environment to Solibri. For example, here we have the API Arco X, and for example, if we see, yep, this is the how the house is warmed. So it's electrically warmed, or it doesn't have like a wooden place or a chimney or something. So all the values are here. Everything passes properly using this technique. Then after this, we can make a very quick check so that the rules are correct, or if there's something wrong with the model, then we can fix it. I'm a bit over time, but I'll try to wrap this in 3 minutes, something like that. Sorry about that. And yes, so in the Solibri environment, once we have loaded the rule sets, which are designed by the Rava 3 group, then we will check under let's say the permit rule sets, which aspects of this house are correct and which are not correct yet. So for example, some of these in the beginning, they are okay, they are correct, but some others are not that okay, that they are not that in shape. So this is where we have to fix certain things. And yeah, so for example, this one, if we want to check what's wrong with this, then we will create a report from Solibri, and then we will send it to the designer so that the designer can get the observations, and then we will get the fixed model back to the authorities. Then after this, I will show you really fast the LupaPiste environment. This is the um, building permit interface that we use in Finland. So here we will see that we have several projects, but the project I am interested is this one, and this is super important to know that LupaPiste gathers all the information. Everything will be deployed here, like for example the location of the projects. This is the actually the SOVA 3D interface. So if I go here, then since the project is correctly geo-referenced, then that means that the project is located in the plot in the correct place around the world. So now it's here. So then well, after it's correctly geo-referenced, then we can go here to the and then here we can upload our model, and then when it's uploaded, when the model is uploaded, then it will automatically, okay, this is still in testing mode, not all the features are still available, but that's what we are doing in the pilot group. We have here a visualizer, which is quite nice, with several different options. For example, we can see here like different levels and so forth, or elements, depending on what you want to see. And then the most important thing happens here, because Solibri is working in the background, and we can see that we have already made rules that check that certain rules are okay. For example, this is the georeference location, and well, there are different aspects of the plot, the piece of land, or from the building. So some of them are okay. I think this passed 63, but 13 well, kind of failed, so I have to fix them. And yes, I think from the very beginning, from the native model until the LupaPiste IFC model in this automatic permit checker, that's how the process is done currently in Finland. I am responsible in Järvenpää to check that the models comply with these requirements, and if something goes a bit wrong or whatever, then I can kind of direct and go with the client hand by hand in the process so that everything works fine. So that's pretty much about it from my behalf. Sorry, I am a bit over time, 4 minutes over time. I'll stop sharing my screen. Yes.
Thank you, Yordi, and no worries on going over time. I know that we don't have any new questions in the chat at the moment. If you have something in mind online, please post your question to the chat. We have some time to still discuss things. I know Järvenpää and Hyvinkää as well have been one of the forerunner municipalities in Finland on developing digital permit process. How long has the process actually lasted so far? When did you start to develop?
Well, I myself started in Järvenpää, like getting familiar with this technology like 8 months ago with the orientation of Veera Rintala, who was the previous BIM coordinator, and then our superior, Jouni Vastamäki. Jouni Vastamäki, for those who don't know who he is internationally, but nationally here in Finland, he has started this like 15 years ago. So there's two ways of asking that question, like from the very beginning, more than 15 years. But let's say that I got to get familiar with Solibri and how it is used in order to analyze the building permits and kind of develop it forward with the clients. Kind of pretty recent, but it's not a heavy process. It's not difficult to learn it. You just get to know, like of course the native platform you're working on, then certain rules of the IFC world, and then a bit of Solibri, a bit of Sova 3D, which is really easy to use. And I strongly encourage people to get to know more from the IFC world, from a bit more the platforms in Finland. Well, Sova 3D, they are the IFC checker. That's for free. I think in the comments I will drop some links where we can play hands-on with some models, and yeah, it's been great. I see a lot of potential, same as my colleagues. I'm super happy to be on board with this great work team. So yeah, and Jouni Vastamäki always brings like nice, fresh ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Sounds good. There's one more question on the chat from Bruno. It's a very general concept, but IFC is considered the PDF of BIM. Is it possible to view those IFC files of the building that received construction permits? So what's your kind of take on that?
Well, my take on that, if I understood correctly the question, yes. Due to the privacy of the projects, we're not allowed to like show them openly, but there are certain other projects that, for example, with Teemu Lehtinen from Gravikon, there are these models done in Revit and in ArchiCAD in order to be tested. They are test models, and they are for free. Like people can go there and kind of practice a bit, to get to know where the parameters are and how to modify certain things. Kind of like when the kids press things and the buttons, and if it works, fine. If it doesn't work, well, then we can analyze. But there are little by little more models to be played around with. But yeah. And this is another thing that with the other municipalities, we have been encouraging them that they can send us the models so that we privately will analyze them in Järvenpää, Rakennusvalvonta, and then we will give them back with certain comments. Those, of course, are very private. But for example, this little house, also Vera's other project in ArchiCAD, those two. Then, well, there might be a lot more, but Teemu Lehtinen from Gravikon, that's another. Little by little, we will create more content.
Okay, and then there was one comment on very great demonstration from Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thank you, your presentation.
Thank you.
We still have Anna-Riitta and Jaakko online as well. Do we want to have some final thoughts on the session?
Yes, I'm very happy after this first this kind of global event that we have organized with this building permit ecosystem, and I think that we had good presentations. Thank you for you all. I know that Milena already have left, but Milena's presentation was very good also, and so much people online of our Open BIM friends in there. So thank you for my side. I'm hoping that you will order this English newsletter, join our team, and I hope that we will see in soon in somewhere, and maybe we will organize other one of these webinars if this is a right concept to our friends. Thank you for my side.
Yes, thank you, Anna-Riitta. We did actually have 150 registrations for this session, so good amount of people joining. Also a comment about great vision from Finland and EU BIM from John Mitchell. Any last words from Yordi or Jaakko?
Jaakko, just
Well, thank you for having me here. I hope that the next time I have perhaps a bit more enlightening presentation, so I can go deeper into the technical details.
Great. And Yordi?
Yes, I'm actually reading the comments here. I can say one that is very important. Petri Kokko, at Järvenpää and other Kunta 3D cities, IFC models are automatically published when the building, when they get the permit. Yes, that's true. And one important thing is that when the building, and Anna-Riitta, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but when the building is published for the public to take a look, it will be only the outer shell. It won't have the inner walls or kind of the interior, kind of more private area. So it will be only the outer shell, which is really useful also because in an urban scale you will have like instant access to kind of compare and see and if it's updated. So it's really nice. And from my behalf, I'm more than happy with this. I think I'm getting addicted to this sincerely because it's just I see. I think we all share this vision that this has potential in the future. It will bring a lot of good possibilities, many new new projects, new ideas for the next generations, especially for the next generations. That's something that is very important for me, at least. And this is a great way of shaping the future for the next designers or like normal citizens. Like I come from Mexico City, so one of my golden dreams is to to implement this at some point internationally. And this is also another great feature of this technology, that it can be implemented almost seamlessly, and even more if it's open source.
Yes, and of course we are working hard for the next steps. I mentioned a few, but we have also a vision for the other development part that we will still need in this process. And if we look tired, sometimes we are just working so hard for this process to be ready and the open BIM issues also.
Yes, I think it's time to wrap up this session. Thank you so much for all the speakers, and thank you so much for all the participants online. I just wanted to have a couple of more highlights from our digital building permit ecosystem. Graphicon was already mentioned. They have their own software services, but also consulting on all things related to BIM and also BIM software training. And also 6D Planner is another platform for BIM-based digital permitting and different features there. So definitely go check these out if you're interested. This was a webinar on BIM-based building permits in Finland and Europe, updates and future directions. First in the kind, hosted by Digital Building Permit Ecosystem, and hope to see you on the next one as well. And thank you for joining. Bye-bye.